by the armchair. Ink pen like a shotgun. Move wrong, catch a hot one. Back then I was too chill. Crooked smile and a new grill. Blame me for that late show. Brown with that late show.
Hey, yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy, Sheek Louch, LOXD Block. Silverback Gorilla up in here, man. Hey, yo, Doe The Paperboy, what's good, man? That new project is out right now. That shit is fire. Second Harvest, you heard?
Let's get. Oh, man. This is it. Comets falling from the sky. Let's get. Oh, man. This is it. Comets falling from the sky. Let's get.
The following contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, making his way to the ring, representing Leeds, England, by way of Atlanta, Georgia, Sheek D.
Well, Taz representing Leeds, England. Sheek D, that's a long way from Atlanta. But he's here tonight, and he's here to compete against a bona fide Englishman.
Yo, you know who it is, the Ghost D-Block. My homie Doe The Paperboy album is out now, streaming on all digital platforms. Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music. Support real hip-hop. Go check it out now. You know who told you. Ghost told you. Sheek told you. Doe The Paperboy.
And ladies and gentlemen, this person right here. Actually, these two in the building.
Hey, these two people.
These two people in the building are very, very good people, ladies and gentlemen. First up, this brother right here, he is originally.
Look at my son.
I am weak.
Mike Jacob, you don't tell me about it.
But this brother right here,
absolutely.
This brother, let me give him the proper introduction, you know what I'm saying? Because some people claim they know this guy. I'm going to tell you how much I know this guy. This brother right here, representing Petersburg, Virginia, okay? It is drive over everything with this guy, okay? All right?
Absolutely.
I like that. Yeah. He is an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Business mogul.
Yeah.
Proud black man.
Absolutely.
Father. A great inspiration to his kids and those around him. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this brother is a phenomenal lyricist. You know, I used to wake up and get on Facebook and literally watch him go on live in the morning times and hear him kick so many freestyles to wake us up and get us motivated throughout the day.
Absolutely.
Plus, this brother, man, is one of the most intellectual artists I've ever met. You know what I'm saying, man? Great conversations outside of music as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the artist who is behind the phenomenal project known as The Second Harvest, which is part 2 to the first harvest. Ladies and gentlemen, Doe The Paperboy is in the building, sir. Hello, sir.
Introduction, man.
Damn, Doe, can I have your whole introduction was lit.
Appreciate that. That was a thesis.
Talk that. Talk that.
That was a thesis. That's doctorate.
Talk that. Talk that.
Gotta give him the, you know, gotta get him right. Gotta get him right. And guest number 2, ladies and gentlemen, this brother right here sitting to the right of Miss Milan. You know, this is his first time here at Blacktop Nation, but we welcome him with open arms, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only C-Hud is in the building, sir. Hello.
What's good? What's good? What's goody?
What's going on, brother? How y'all doing, man? Y'all good?
Good,
man. We're good.
Good. It's good to have y'all here. So, you know, I'm gonna start off with Doe, because you know this is our first time having a interview in person. You know, for those who don't know, this show used to be calling in. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to sit you down in the studio, man, and get the vibe with you like this, brother, is phenomenal. So thank you so much for coming through.
No problem, man.
Problem. Appreciate you. I hope you like the trap house, man.
Yeah,
you know, we tried.
It's nice in here, man. Smell like nail polish in here, but
it's
all good.
You definitely gonna be delirious by 9 o'clock, but you know it's all right.
Acrylic.
Word. Well, let me start, man. First off, congratulations. You know what I'm saying on the outcome of the first harvest, which was phenomenal.
Absolutely.
And you had a conversation with me because you were so adamant to not only just hand out CDs personally to people, versus what normal artists do now is literally just share a link. you know, or, you know, but you were doing that too as well. Absolutely. So you gave me a purpose behind that, but I would love for you to tell the people why, because a lot of artists, I feel like that should be very big for them to do as well.
Absolutely. I like to get first of all, I like to get interpersonal, you know, with, you know, people that support me. You know what I'm saying? The links are cool, but, you know, with the timing and the algorithms on Facebook, you never know who's up. You know, at that time of day when you post, you might miss 1,000 people by a couple minutes just by not posting at the right time and not hashtagging it right. So, you know, I want to get up and close with people, man. I make sure I give them my CD and explain to them what it is that I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I think people respect that. Like, too much grinding online will take away from your actual footprint, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's cool. You can be that guy online, but, you know, when it come down to it, you ain't got no street grind, what do you really have?
True. Like, you know, and you get that person-to-person interaction.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of people just be like, play my music, and then you don't know nothing. Yeah. You can't sell yourself. You can't tell them what type of... It's nothing. It's a touchless society almost. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope of you. Unfortunately. Unfortunately.
And let's be honest. A lot of this is like it's almost like a popularity contest or who you cool with type of game. Mm-hmm. People are listening to your music if they cool with you. You know, they got respect for you. So if it's nothing interpersonal about me keep sharing links all day long. Like they're like, oh, well, I'm gonna listen to my cousin. Why would I wait 5 minutes listening to you? So if I meet you in person and hand you a CD and say, hey man, this is what I'm doing, and you can stream me online, 9 times out of 10 they'll do it.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Respect that.
Well, I know you said that the Stop the Violence movement kind of got you to start it.
Oh, you do research. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah. Okay. I'm a researcher.
But what artists were you listening to further from that to perfect your craft?
You know, you had D Nice. You had back then. You had who else? We had my man Special Ed. You had you know, you had oh, my brain's skipping. You had Chuck D. You know what I'm saying? Flav, you know what I'm saying? So you kind of, you know, I listened. That was the era that I came up. You know, listening to hip hop. The first time I heard that record, I knew that I was gonna be an MC. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just think that that's the foundation of everything I am as an artist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really about, the music was never about the negative side of things. You know, it was about exposing things. It was media.
Right,
you know
of course.
We were reporters for our neighborhood.
We looked at images.
Yeah, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. You know, we were reporters for our neighborhood.
I definitely agree with that. Mike, did you? Well, I'll go because I had another question. Yeah. So listening to the album, I thought the production was dope. Oh yeah. I'm okay. Let me say this from me. When I listen to music, I listen to production. Of course, I listen to the way it's mixed, and I listen to the lyrics. Those are important things for me because it just flows. When shit flows, it flows.
Absolutely.
It makes sense.
Absolutely.
But when you were working in the album, when you started working on this album, did you have a concept in mind? Did you have a thought of how the lane you wanted to go down when you started to get this in order?
Absolutely. And you know, he's sitting right here, but I've been working with him hit and miss for many years on all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And this time I was like, listen, I sat down with my manager, Mel, shout out to Mel, and was like, yo, I really need to bring this to somebody that can see the vision. So, you know, Cam, I had bumped into him a little bit earlier, shout out to Cam, at your show, matter of fact, that I performed at, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, yo, what's up, Doe? And then when HUD took me to his crib, I was like, wow, that's like full circle. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I gave him the vision of what I wanted to do. And they know, man, like I was done recording in November. Man, these guys made me wait 3 or 4 months while they just got the production and everything in order. You know what I'm saying? Like I just had to be patient. I'm normally not very patient. I'm not at all. Like, I want to put my music out. I want to put my music out.
Right.
So, you know, when I seen them, they keep turning every record into a masterpiece and mixing and going back in and how much time they was putting into it, I couldn't do nothing but respect it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I had a vision and they far exceeded. See, I was aiming for maybe like the moon. You get what I'm saying? They went to a whole nother place.
So then, you sitting here, what was your vision for what made the beats that y'all came up with and the thoughts? How did y'all come up with that for Doe?
Well, Doe is definitely driven. He knows what he wants, which is great. Oftentimes we can't say that about every artist. You know what I'm saying? Some are kind of just everywhere, and they just want to put it together. He came with a vision, and so when he had some tracks together. You know, already from, you know, other producers, IRS, my man Post, shout out to them. Shout out to them. And so when we sat down, we kind of listened to what he had already. And once we kind of saw what he had already, that's when we became, you know, in executive producer mode. We had to start tweaking some stuff. We was like, okay, we know what he wants for this. And then, you know, Doe would spit out certain ideas, and it's like, okay, we could do that. Then we would come up with ideas. It's like, all right, let's put it together. So it was one of those things where it was just organic at the end of the day.
It was great.
It was definitely that. So
whole nother level.
it was a few tracks on the album that started one way and was a total 360. Like he came back, and I remember clear as day. I wish I could have recorded though. It was so funny. But he walked in the crib, he sat down. We was like, here's one of the tracks right here we got. We played that joint. I mean, yo, you ever see somebody do a lemonade face? You know when that beat's super hard or like they just said like something crazy. Doe had that, whoa, like, okay, wait a minute, this came out of left field.
It was Christmas, the whole album. I promise you, like it was every song was a gift, man. Like
that's how it was.
These guys put in work when they executive produced this album. Like I said, they far exceeded my expectations.
No, it definitely flowed. Like
I
I seen the vision. It flowed. It flowed.
It came together. And shout out to King Dion too, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Word. So, you know, tell us the people for, you know, that's just hearing you for the very first time.
Okay.
You know, because we are on a new platform. You know, at what point did you decide to go into rap and into hip hop?
Into hip hop, you know, like I said a little bit earlier, it was Beach Street. I forgot the address. It was in Petersburg over there in Kenilworth. And the Self-Destruction song came on, and I remember my aunt being on one side, being on the other side, in the recliners, and the TV floor model joint, and the video came on, and I'm like, and I just stood up, and I was like, yo, that's what I'm gonna do with my life. Like literally, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be an MC.
That's word.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll never forget that moment. You know, I got to recapture that again. But and after that, you know, you're a kid, so you just, you know, I try to pick up as much hip hop as I could because back then in the 80s, you know, you were privileged to have a CD or a tape of somebody. Like, you don't care who it was, you just popped it in and you listened to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now music is so saturated, everybody can do it, that people don't respect music like they used to. But I've always been one to respect music, so if I could get my hands on a CD, I'm popping it in, or a tape, I'm popping it in, I want to hear what they're saying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, so it was definitely that self-destruction movement, man, back in the day, man, that really get, you know
so,
what I'm saying?
I mean, with that said, and you know, the era of hip-hop you came up in versus now,
absolutely.
Like, how do you adapt to this? Because I mean, especially with coming up with something that's mainstream success, you know, because a lot of people just don't even care for lyrics almost nowadays. So, I mean, how does that?
It's just ad libs.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Talk
about it.
Authentic. I mean, you know, my boy did an article when hip hop turned 30. I remember we did it. He was working for a newspaper in Massachusetts, somewhere in Boston, and he was like, "Do I want to do an article with you on this small press, you know, newspaper, and I want to say hip hop turns 30, and now you've turned 30. Let's talk about hip hop."
Right.
So it got me to thinking, like, hip hop raised me. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, so I look at hip hop not from an idol perspective. It's a father figure. You know what I'm saying? It's a mother. It's a nurturer. You get what I'm saying? So I stay true to myself, to my parents, to my parent, that spirit of hip hop.
Yeah.
And I just got to stay true to it. Like, you know, I don't want to disrespect her. You know what I'm saying? I want to treat them right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want hip hop to look at me and say, I'm proud. If hip hop was an actual person, to say, you know what? I'm proud of you, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I approach hip hop. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what puts me in my bag every time. Like, I owe it to all the greats, all the ancestors that was before us that rap or did music. I owe it to them to be great every time I step in front of that mic. Forget what everybody else is doing. True to myself.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
How do you adapt? Oh, go ahead, DJ Worldwide.
I was there for a second.
Hey, so with the times right now, with the coronavirus and stuff, you see a lot of DJs like doing live streams, and you got, you know, people trying to figure out how to navigate through all this. What do you guys like see yourself doing? Like, are you gonna do like a live, you know, performance maybe? Do like what do you like envision yourself during this time of kind of like separation? What are you going to be doing?
Definitely, you know, thinking about doing a live performance. Was actually putting that together, you know, a couple of weeks ago, and we're still trying to work on it, you know, to work out all the bugs of how we can stream it so that it's the production quality is great. You know, kind of more like Erykah Badu did a nice joint. I think that was really dope.
Hers was fire.
I can see you doing like Jay-Z Unplugged,
and that's what I want.
band
You know what I'm
type of
saying?
thing. I can see
that would be dope.
The correct venue and the right people on instruments and actually bringing that live sound. But that's definitely something I'm doing, and I'm doing a lot of more. You know, like I'm making sure I go live a little bit more. I'm at the crib cooking a little bit. I'm giving people different elements of who I am or what a harvest is. My album's called A Harvest. You know, me as a person, I'm more than just one dimensional. Like I'm more than 3D. I'm a bunch of different, you know, dimensions. You hear, smell, taste, see. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Absolutely.
everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? All these dimensions, and I try to wrap it all up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to bring people more into my world, everything that I do.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Also, what would you were talking to a up and coming, like a 13, 14-year-old somebody said they want to be a rapper. Give me some advice. What would you tell that kid?
First of all, I want to know yourself first. So, you know, don't ever project an image or represent something that you're not willing to deal with whatever consequences come with it, whether they be good or bad. Like, you know, you really have to understand who you are as a person before you start speaking in front of a mass audience, because it comes with a lot of things. It comes with a lot of, you know, people throw things at you. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to be ready to deal with it, and you got to be quick on your feet.
That's a fact.
And if you can't deal with whatever goes with it, I suggest you sit back and re-envision exactly who you are. Like, get to know yourself first before you start putting things out on a major platform. Because people say, hey, people hating on me, they're not hating on you. What they're giving you is constructive criticism and feedback. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure you got tough skin.
And that's another thing too, man. That's big. It's feedback.
Feedback,
you know, criticism. There's a lot of people who break behind that. Don't even get a chance to get started.
That's true.
Because they break behind that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I get it. You know, it deters you. You know what I'm saying? But you got to fight through it. You know what I'm saying? If you know you're putting out something quality, you're going to get hate anyway.
That's true.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be somebody say, oh, you're not better than so-and-so. You can't do this. You can't do that. You one-dimensional. You this, you that. There's always going to be somebody like that. But you got to fight through it. Yeah. And it gets 10 times worse if you join a major. I know guys who join majors. And it becomes amplified. You know what I'm saying?
Because they want to compare you to the next artist.
Exactly.
They don't give you your individual lane. They want you to be better than somebody that's already
That's very
made.
true.
That's a fact. And you hit it on the head. Is they want to replicate so many people.
Exactly. They want a machine
rather than let them be their own artists.
Urkel in the
That's how they do LeBron. they don't let LeBron be LeBron. They got to compare him to Jordan all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's true.
Just let him be LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of LeBron, though, boy, I see that jump on Instagram.
He must be a LeBron lover.
Talk about
it. Hey, I see that jumper, though, boy, on Instagram.
He said what?
He said you see that jumper on Instagram.
Which one? Oh, he been working on the jumper?
No, your Instagram.
He been working on his
you shooting jumper.
Oh, you saw that? Oh, you saw that jump on Instagram? Oh, okay. Yeah, listen. The boy been cold. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Harvest more play. New deposits on the way. The way I feel, I've been in the field, even blindfolded, hit a tray. In the kitchen with the hardware, 2 box by the armchair.
That's another thing, man, that I always like to do. I always play basketball, man. When I was in high school, I was too short, but yeah, man, the jumper, nice, man. The handles, everything, that's good. You know, I'm a little older. These knees ain't what they used to be, but you can get this work, like whoever needs it. You know what I'm saying? Passing out work.
Okay.
Passing out work. Just passing it out.
Wait till the quarantine over. I'm gonna get you. We can get together.
Absolutely. When the quarantine over, we can put a whole thing together. Blacktop radio on the blacktop.
Yeah.
There you go.
Whatever.
There you go.
I'm down.
Milan, you
I
running.
like
That's fine. Let's get it.
Milan, you running point.
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Can we do a dunk contest? I like.
Okay. Oh, you in there?
No.
Oh, you in
the
there?
basket?
I ain't that
What's up?
tall.
What up,
I just
though?
want to judge. I like dunk contests.
About to spud web it over there. You know what I mean? I mean, that's
That's
cool.
all I got.
You never know.
You know what I'm
Only
saying?
thing she dunking is donuts. So yeah.
I mean, that's about it. My boy.
Donuts. That's it.
Hilarious. So C-Hud, like, how did you get started in the music industry, bro?
Man.
Yo, what up, Tony?
In the music industry, period. Let me just start from music in general. My father was a DJ. He doesn't spin like that, but he knows how to spin. He still know how to cut a record. So, just like Doe, I mean, it was a privilege just to have, first of all, a father who was a DJ. So I got into mixing records, I got into scratching, I got into rapping, I got into it all. And look, I know I'm showing my age here, but look, I used to have a mini disc player. You remember the mini disc players?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, bro.
I remember those.
In Philly,
What?
I'd take that joint, hook it up to the back of the TV, and they had the music, like choice channels and all that. You could play all different genres and all that stuff. Bro, I took that mini disc, man. I swiped everything. I was listening to every song I could listen to, man. Just
Straight up.
hip hop, you know what I'm saying? And R&B. It was just, I would take all that. That's when Biggie was still alive and all that, you know, before he died. So I came up in that time frame, you know what I'm saying,
When
with
you
a
had
father
to put
who
the tape
was.
on it.
Yeah, you can still
Throwback.
yeah. So I was on it like that, and then eventually I actually was rapping first before I got into production, like full out making, you know, a beat or a song or composing a track from beginning to end.
Yeah.
But you know, to be honest, I'm actually proud of Doe because he stayed with the rapping. Me, I kind of got like, man, this rap crap is, that's how I felt. That's how I felt at one point. But I was like, but production will always live. So I was like, I'm going to switch over and start working that angle, you know? So I started doing that. And when I probably did that, I probably made my first beat when I was about 14, maybe 13.
Nice.
13, 14, somewhere up in there. And then from there, it was just perfecting the craft, bro. Just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. And then years later, I mean, I get with people who are trying to work, trying to do things. I got to a point where it's like I started working on music with people, and it was like they just wanted to hear it themselves or play it in your car, and you know, all that crap. I'm like, look, man, I ain't about to sit down and work with you if you just trying to play it in your whip. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. You want to play it for the homies. That's cool.
Pretty much.
But nah, we ain't about that. So after a while, you get tired of the nonsense, man. So it's just like, all right, nowadays, you know, me and my partner, we just find ourselves trying to work with people who are trying to make something happen. You know what I'm saying? That are trying to bust those moves, you know, hence Doe and, you know, other things like that. But, you know, me and my man, King Dion, we've definitely been working in the industry for a while. I'm not going to say I'm like Timbaland or anything like that. Like, I'm not at that stature. Maybe one day I can get there. But we've worked with, let's see, not too long ago, just did a track with my man St. Vinci and the Baby. You know, we just did that.
Okay.
I've done tracks for some of the old school guys like Capadonnas, the Wu-Tang.
That's lit.
You know. I've done stuff with Lost Boys.
Yeah.
I've had a track with Troy Ave when he was on his rise with an independent artist I was working with. I've done tracks for let's see, Super Peach. I don't know if you remember the rap game.
Get out of here.
That's crazy.
I was just watching some with her today.
Yeah, and they're good peoples too. You know what I'm saying? Her mom is cool. You know, she a G. I like her.
They're islands. They're from the island.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. At the end of the day, it's like, you know, I would work with these people again because you know they were serious. So that's another thing too. Is just our goal as far as what I try to do as well. Just outside from being a producer and, you know, somebody who executive produces or whatever the case may be, is to build that brand and that bond, restore that bond. Because there's people who just take beats and rap on them. They don't have no true producers. They don't have no true engineers. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just get whatever they can swipe and they make music. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to just restructure this thing a little bit. Anybody who knows me knows that. I'm not, you know, I'll pull up with you. You know, you're like, yo, Hud, can you meet me here? I got you. You know, we pull up at the studio. It don't matter. I'm humble.
He been here.
You know what I'm saying? So,
everything.
you know, so that's me.
That's lit. You know, so how did this dynamic come together?
So
that's
the
funny.
crazy thing about it is when I did Donation 1, which is one of my old series, Donation 1, Donation 2, he actually, my DJ at the time, DJ Sleep, had kind of introduced me to Hud. It was like, you're gonna go over his spot, and we're gonna cut and mix, and Hud gonna paste and, you know, do everything that he do from an engineering standpoint. And me and Hud always stayed connected. So every time I worked on a new project, I'd be like, Hud, send me a beat. Hud, send me a couple beats. So every now and again, I'd rap on them. Sometimes I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Not that they weren't dope, because they was dope, but they had a certain energy about them. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if this joint gonna fit. If I do production with him, I gotta use all his production. Like, I can't just, you know, this guy is something bigger than just a producer. Like, his track sounds way different than what I just downloaded off of SoundClick. Like, that ain't gonna work. So this time around, I think I started hitting Hud up at the beginning of last year, and I was like, yo, send me a couple beats. And he started sending me these links to all these beats, and I just started listening to a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, hold on. I think I know where I want to go now. So I just started writing to different stuff and different things like that. And we scheduled to meet. We met up. He introduced me to Cam again after meeting him at, you know what I'm saying, your joint.
We're all working, bro.
Mel already knew. And like, we all, when we got in there, it's like the Four Horsemen, bro. Like, I'm serious, bro. Like, it's, we meet on Zoom at night almost every couple nights. We build, like, we have a serious team, man. Like, these guys are serious, bro. Like,
work, bro.
This time it showed me how much stuff you can get done being in different places. Zoom is a magical place, man. People don't even understand. You know how much stuff we've done on Zoom? You know how much stuff we got done
Shout
on
out Zoom.
I'm talking about all the press releases. We can share your screen. We checking. Let me give y'all a jewel, man. Chart metrics, and that's a chart metrics is the dynamic that shows you each artist, all the playlists they on, how they get in touch with those people, all that different stuff like that. big deal. Like artists, underground artists don't know about that, but we invest in things like that. And there's a couple other things we got too. We ain't gonna give y'all all the game, you know what I'm saying? You
can't give it
gotta
to
get the
everybody.
book.
Sometimes they gotta research.
But no,
Hey, though, you gotta get my team on Zoom. They despise it. They
I
scared
knew
of
he
it.
was gonna say that. I knew he was
I
gonna say
knew
that.
he was
Zoom
I felt it was
is
coming.
good, man. Like I'm telling you something, man. Like you know how productive we've been with Zoom.
I
Highly,
try to get them on there.
Yeah,
highly
and especially
productive.
quarantine time. You know what we
Quarantine,
at.
yeah,
You know
like
what
we
I'm
can't
saying?
even.
So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes
Highly
you know,
productive. I'm
yeah.
talking about for real. Like, yeah. You
Word.
can share the screen. One person can update. You can get them access to your computer. Like I can turn over the rights to my computer. They can go in there and help fill stuff out. All that. Yeah. Real deal, bro.
Word.
Stay productive, man.
All right.
They
Screen
selling
share.
I think we just sold it to
They
you, man.
selling it.
they sold it. They sold it.
They
We'll-
selling it.
You know,
just
and I
so
hope that answers your question from earlier too. You know, just keeping up with the times and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Imagine if you come into a quarantine. Imagine if there was a studio quarantine, bruh, and you couldn't do no music. Imagine if they did something where you couldn't record. They stopped you from using Pro Tools every month. They stopped you from using whatever you use. Imagine that, bruh.
Yeah, real tough.
That's it.
I think that would be more dangerous than what it is right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's only
Imagine
a
a
matter
world
of
with no
time.
music, bro.
And
Come on now.
What you do is you stay up. And what I mean by that is it's only a matter of time before Facebook allows you to cam up 4 different people and do your show live right there on Facebook while everybody watches. So Zoom will prep you to be prepared for that, to get your audio right, all these different things. The camera angles are coming. All of that stuff's coming, man. Like they've given us all a platform for us all to basically be journalists in our neighborhoods and talk about whatever it is that we're into.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So you have to adapt and use technology to your advantage. Ain't nothing wrong with this either, because you got to do this too, but you got to use both, man.
That's, they
sold
sold
it.
it, man.
They sold it.
We'll give it a try. We'll give
I
it a
mean,
try.
you know, it is what it is. And another thing too, bro, people are forgetting how important radio is to a degree. It's a lot of independent artists who feel like the radio is not needed, and I don't know why. There's radio is online. It's in your car. It's everywhere it can be. And people still are forgetting why it's important. And then not only that, to link with people who run radio stations and
Absolutely.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
The
You gotta build those
relationships that you
connections.
build, and relationship period, just like we were talking about earlier, just building that period is a lost art. I don't know. Put it like this.
People don't network like they
Put
should.
it like this, right?
No, not no more.
No.
Social media make it too easy.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody get signed, right, without at least meeting the person one time. I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
Yeah.
And if you can point out a
No,
time,
I'm
that's
gonna
cool.
tell you some real stuff.
That's
right?
real.
But tell me.
I went to a music conference.
I ain't seen them either.
I went to a music conference at Virginia Beach, and one of your Gotti homeboy, I forgot what his name, Vado, whatever his name is. I had opened for Gotti in Richmond, and I keep seeing him, like, all the time. So I go to this conference, and they there. So Vado was like, "What's up, man?" I was like, "What's up?"
he was
He was
talking
like,
about that. Yeah.
"I know you from somewhere." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You open for Gotti in Richmond?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yo, let me tell you who get on." He was like, "People who look familiar." He's like, "You starting to look real familiar, dog." Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
out of all these people in here, I noticed you because I know you've already done some things in connection with God, like you open for him. So when I see you in here, you look familiar. Keep yourself in the places in front of people. The people that get
Right.
on next is the people that look familiar.
Right.
And you starting to look real familiar to me. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I had another artist tell me that too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah, shout out to him. He said you're starting to look real familiar. So that means that if you go in a place, people see you.
They'll point you out.
Shout out to my boy Trey. Trey told me the same thing last time I seen him. We was in a big event. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Dog Jigger. My boy Dog had do a party, and Trey was on stage and he kept looking. And one of my brothers was like, "Yo, come on the stage with us." So I get to the back door, and Big Pete, my homeboy, was at the door. He's like, "Man, you come in, get in here now." Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, you more than welcome. So I get back there, hollering at everybody, and Trey was like, "Come here, dog, let me holler at you." He was like, "Yo, out of everybody in here, I noticed you." He was like, "Keep doing whatever you're doing." Like, you know what I'm saying? It's real talk. So you can screen record this, whatever. Trey know it's real. He was like, "Yo,
Yeah, it's all
you just
bad.
starting to look real familiar. The light is on you, bro. Just
Yeah.
please keep doing whatever it is that you're doing." And that was at the time of the first harvest. We're on the second harvest now.
Well, you
So
on
I'm just
your
gonna keep
way
on doing what
now.
I'm doing. But I know
Yeah.
Trey. I know him personally. We're not gonna get into a whole debate. But I know him personally. Like, you know what I'm saying? I used to sell him sneakers and we used to hang out and all that. But that's another story. Just ain't the time or the place for that. But yeah, but I just use things like that as motivation to get up and just do it again. Like, it's a
Right.
part of my drive over everything fuel.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get up and drive naturally anyway every day I wake up. But things like that just help keep me motivated while I'm on my grind.
And it seems like you take advantage of opportunities too. A lot of people don't know, like, regardless of how big or small a role is or opportunity is, it's an opportunity, and a lot of people don't take advantage of those joints.
Absolutely.
It sounds like you capitalize on that. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. Every opportunity is big. It's something to be talked about. That's all the media is. They take small things and blow them up all the time. So if you getting all these opportunities coming your way and you can take the time to crop it, screen record it, send it to people, let people see that you consistently working, they're gonna support you.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you
So
know,
like
I'm
when
live on Facebook right now while we talking.
You watch an old movie like when you watch Coming to America and you see like Cuba Gooding Jr. getting his haircut.
Yeah.
He didn't even have a speaking role.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But he was still in a good place. It was a position. He could have easily turned down that role.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be talking. No, I don't want that role. You know what I'm saying? But look who he is today. You know what I'm saying? Look who he became. You know. So going from opening for somebody to eventually being the guy, the main headliner. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know.
That's dope, man. Yeah. That's dope, man. Hard work pays off.
Yeah, hard work does pay off.
It does pay off, man. And speaking of hard work, man, this is the second harvest.
Second harvest, man.
Part 2 to the first harvest.
Part 2 to the first harvest.
So, for those who didn't know about the first harvest, how is the first harvest, and how does this elevate to? What's the difference? What's the maturation to the second harvest?
So let's get some things right in the air, and this for all independent artists. So like, really listen to this real clear. So the first harvest is good. Like, don't get it twisted. But I found myself in a position where I recorded at 3 different studios, and I got things mixed different places. So I tried to combine them all together, and I couldn't achieve what I needed, right? Some of the beats that were on there, I downloaded them from other artists, producers that sold them to me, but they ain't sold me the rights to it. So when I went to monetize my content, I had problems. So what I'm telling you is, it sounded good, it was dope, it was great, but the collective energy wasn't there. So second harvest is the collective energy. I mean, you talking about ASCAP, you talking about, everything, the BMI, all the producers signed split sheets. I mean, you talking about everything is registered with DC, Copyright Office. I mean, you talking about DigiWax, all this stuff. Listen, we're not playing this time.
Going in, bro.
HUD sitting right here, this dude is so fine-tooth combed by the book. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to the point where you be like, I didn't know, he blew my mind with how much, you know how many legalities are associated with Second Harvest? Like, if anybody try to steal anything off there, they're gonna have a problem. Every sound, beat, we own everything.
That's dope.
And it's all documented and everything. So that's the difference.
That's so important.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a fact.
So important.
That's dope.
So important. A lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah.
If you don't put the legalities in place, it limits the growth of your product.
fact.
We got played on AEW wrestling.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I saw that.
So, when the guy hit me up, my boy Mike Rucker, shout out to Mike, he was like, yo, send me he's about to send you these sheets to fill out, right? All the legality stuff. Now, imagine not having somebody like HUD, and he's asking about your ASCAP and all this stuff. So I'm like, oh, here we go again. This is me, seasoned artist, right?
Right.
I send that over to my guy. He filled it out in 15 minutes and sent it back to me. I overlooked it. Everything was straightforward to the dude. Next thing you know, we on AEW Dark. That's why you got to have people around you that said, hey, do it by the book. Like HUD, I'm talking about filled it out. Soon as I seen it, I didn't get overwhelmed. I was like, oh, I know who needs to see this.
Yeah.
Sent it right over to HUD.
Yeah.
And opportunity don't wait, bro.
He started off as executive producer on a project. Like, now he's family, right? Straight up, this is family. I go to war for him now, seriously. And then on the flip side of that, he's like a manager, yo. Like, he don't know that. You know, we ain't talking about that. But like, for real talk. He's a part of my career. Like, he's managing my career. Like, whether people know it or not. Like, a lot of time on Zoom, a lot of time looking up Spotify play. A lot of things that he's doing behind the scenes, man. Like, it's bigger than just, he cares about this project, man. And that's why I know it's good. You know what I'm saying? The people around, Cam too, Mel too, like, they really care about this project.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? People really get into it.
So you buying this mansion first, right?
Yeah, his mansion.
He can get it first. I'm chilling where I'm at right now. He can get his first though.
We good, man. And the thing about it is, everybody plays their role too. That's another thing.
Absolutely,
there was a point in time where I wore a lot of hats. I mean, this is even before Doe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wore a lot of hats, and I'm gonna tell you, man, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
I'm sure.
Of course, because you like he said, you have those artists who literally just throw their stuff on SoundCloud and don't know nothing.
Yeah, and that's
nothing.
That's it.
But not only that too. It's all right. Like, when I first started with music, like, rapping was my first thing. Then I was like, all right, I ain't got no beats to rap on, so I had to get into production. Well, who's gonna mix all this stuff? I got an engineer.
Yeah.
So to wear all the hats, man, it's not something that I would ever want to go back to doing. So I think that's where roles become so important.
Yeah.
I mean, really, you know what I'm saying? Like, so everybody kind of everybody knows their roles. And the good thing about it is we happen to be, more knowledgeable than the average. So if there is something that we kind of don't know, we consult or we find the answer.
Yeah, one of us within us four,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
like,
so
we'll figure
that's
it
what
out.
we'll
like,
do.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm very driven. So like, a lot of times when they wake up in the morning in a group chat, I got a text message of 2 paragraphs in there for them about all the stuff I did the day before. It's like a kid in the candy store. I'm excited because I've been up all night long doing research and getting all these algorithm codes and things that I know that can help project us towards the future. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I know it motivates them because they're like, you know what? He's actually putting forth the effort as well. So then I know that when it comes to them, they're going to put forth the effort too because they see people around them putting forth the effort. A lot of times people surround themselves with people who are not working, and then the next thing you know, they have a fallout and everybody go their separate way. Well,
seen it.
Continue to work. I wouldn't feel no type of way. It's been 3 days in a row. One time, we said we was going to meet at 9. We didn't meet the Monday, the Tuesday, or the Wednesday, but on Thursday we did. You think I had an attitude because we didn't meet at 9 o'clock when we all said that we would? No, I ain't get mad. I just found something else to do.
Right.
But on Thursday we had a lot to talk about.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And we was on there for a couple hours. You know what I'm saying? But it's people got to understand that. You have understanding. Be a person with understanding. You know what I'm saying?
So you've impacted some people with this second harvest.
Okay.
I saw the shout out from Sheek Louch.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I saw the shout out from Styles P.
Styles P. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Shout out to them guys.
two legendary lyricists.
Yes, legends in the game.
In hip. How does that feel, man? When you look at those shout outs from those people, and I'm sure those were people that you looked up to. How does that feel?
It feels good, man, because like what people don't understand is people are not hard to access. You know, so when I see it, I say, you know what? That came from a day of me spending time to do research on how I could get in contact with this person. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I see the fruits of my labor. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, they're not just gonna waste their time. It's business. Everything is business. You understand what I'm saying? What value in it do I have checking out your album and telling you that it's dope? You know what I'm saying? If it's not really dope. What value do I have in it? Like, you get what I'm saying? So throughout time, you'll start to understand that people are accessible. And with this quarantine, everybody's chilling. So you just reaching out to people. You know, that's a guy, I think his name Gary V. I don't know. I follow him on Instagram. He be cussing people out all the time because they don't spend enough time.
I love Gary V. Gary V keep it real.
Gary V, that dude. Gary V said, I don't give a damn if you email 1,000 people a day. Statistics say 10% of those people, that's 100 people, will hit you back. So what you need to do is keep hitting them up. I don't care if they said your stuff was trash. Go to the next one. Like that's how Gary Vee talk. So he's one of the people that kind of motivate me from an Instagram standpoint. I can't wait to meet him one day. And you know, I just wake up every day and I say I start with a fresh slate. Like nothing I did yesterday matters. Like it's time to get busy today. So the Sheek wasn't enough. I needed Styles P. And Styles P ain't enough. And I'm just gonna keep it at that. It's just not enough. Like you get what I'm saying? It's not enough. It's not enough.
That's
not enough. I want everybody saying
grind mode, baby. We in grind mode.
Grinding, man. It's not enough. We ain't even got. I ain't gonna say we ain't got started yet because we have got started. But we testing the waters a little bit now. You know, we gonna get turned up in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We ain't turned up yet. You know what I'm saying?
Word. Yeah. Well, I'm excited, man.
Me too.
Yeah, we on it.
The second harvest, ladies and gentlemen.
Second harvest.
Okay. And where can people download it? Where can people purchase it?
Man, you can go, listen, this is the dope thing about this, right? So you can get the CD that's coming in soon. I ship that. You can go to my website, drive over everything, and get that hard copy. You can go to Apple Music and stream it. You can stream it on Spotify. You can go to YouTube and type my name in, and you can listen to it on there. Like whatever platform that you decide to use, I guarantee you, if you throw my name in there, it's on there. They finally got me on the streaming.
Everywhere.
Like at first I was like, man, I ain't streaming, man. That's whack. Like I like having my product in my hand and slinging it. Like I'm a grinder, man. Like you know what I'm saying? I like the grind. And I have my CDs on me now. When I leave and go to that nail shop next door, I'll be like, listen, everybody here getting a CD. I'm about to pass out all this acrylic. I know y'all got $10.
Talk that.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
Straight
you know what I'm saying? So that's real talk, man. So that's just what it is, man. I like, having product in my hand.
Okay. And last question before we get into this track, C-Hud, like how was it working on the second harvest, and how much of a challenge was it? Did you feel like you had to be extremely perfect with this album? How was it, man?
That's a good question.
Especially working with Doe.
well, one thing that was great to know is that Doe became patient. And again, like from what we became, listen to that word now.
Notice that he said became.
Listen to that word, which I'm glad he did. And the reason I say that is also too from a past experience. There's people who will rush their project. And I don't know why. You should take your time to perfect it, especially if the world's going to be hearing it. But it was great working on the second harvest. It really was. And again, shout out to my boy King Dion. He his direction. I like the way that he actually stepped in and started taking some things a different way. See, the thing about working with different people is you hear different perspectives.
Yep.
I'm one person, and sure, I got a certain direction and perspective, but there's 4 of us, excuse me, but there's 3 other directions to hear. I'm one and then the other three. But that was a good thing. So with that said, we had a chance to say, this sounds like Doe. This doesn't sound like Doe. Doe's like, oh, I got this track, or I had this in mind. Maybe you didn't have that when you started it, but we ended up getting it there. Or there's a certain idea that may not have been there, we got it there.
Yeah.
So as long as I feel like we've accomplished what he was trying to accomplish, then we've accomplished what we should have accomplished. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, it's just like getting the mixing, make sure the production's on point, make sure,
Just chime in just a little bit. Every ad lib, every sound effect, everything is in perfect place. This is the first time ever that I'm talking about from beginning to end. There isn't one word I said that I regret. I said it wrong, delivered it wrong, nothing. Like on the first harvest, I'm like, man, I could have said that a little better. Well, I could have delivered that a little. During this time, nah. We were just that on top of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't right, it was like, yeah, we got to fix that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't say that word. I didn't pronounce that word correctly.
And you know what, though?
I didn't want to say G-A-O-T. Go ahead.
Stop playing.
And what's also great, though, is, and I don't know if it's ever been mentioned, but he doesn't curse on his project.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was mentioned, but,
niggas,
so
N-E-G-U-S, look that up.
There you go.
So
But
so
the other one with the
I
I.
respect that too. There are more artists who are doing that too, but I do respect that. So the fact that he can keep it creative there, and we also were able to keep it creative where we were,
Yeah.
it was dope.
That's
You
dope.
limit your platform when you start doing that.
Yeah.
That's another conversation too.
That's
You know what though?
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
feels great to be able to send a track and no, I ain't got to edit.
And
it.
you don't have to
nothing.
radio.
I ain't got to edit.
You gotta do nothing. Like,
It feels good.
Exactly.
It feels good. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And you know, that's so crazy because that's the problem that a lot of artists run into. They don't have people that can just send their stuff to and they edit it real quick. And,
Yeah.
Because
Nobody got time for that. They just move to the next artist.
Exactly.
Preach.
Man.
Preach.
So like with me, it's in my personal life, I don't even know if I curse, but I don't curse that much. I'm not I don't curse if you get C-U-R-S-E, like cursing people, like I want to curse you.
Yeah.
Like I'm a creative expression.
Right.
Like my kids know, like sometimes they're like, go sit your ass. Yeah. But they know they're gonna laugh because dad is being funny. Like, sometimes it's necessary for me to use that word for emphasis to let you know that I'm not playing, but it's still funny.
I mean, that's good though.
You know what I'm saying? And that's all. I'm never would curse. I don't want to, say the word and then, devalue something. Like I would never use it in that.
And that's good because you're very marketable
Yeah,
once you put yourself out there
Yeah.
like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To where any platform.
Any platform can have you.
Exactly.
But not only that, you
That's a
show that
fact.
there's so many more vocabulary words that
Yeah.
can't be used.
Yeah.
Eminem can't say the N-word, period, right? Or they gonna nail him to the cross.
Yeah.
Know it.
Lil Wayne, first project, Block is Hot. His mama said he couldn't cuss. He didn't cuss on there. Everybody said that's a classic album. It's dope. What we cussing for? Then they play it on the radio. The places where your music is most publicly played, where you'll receive the most income from it, it's not gonna have the curse words playing. In the club, when they in there mixing your joint,
Talk that.
ain't nobody leaving out the club till I'm ready to go get that album right. That was the 80s. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Straight up.
The places where your music is monetized the most, it will be more successful without all the extra stuff.
That's real.
So
That's
you
a
just
fact.
gotta look at it like that.
He
That's
just
right.
dropped some gems in here.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Real
Let
talk.
me laugh.
Hey, look, we gonna take that part you just said and turn that into a meme or something.
Yeah. We're going to loop that
And
one.
send it to every artist in the industry right now.
Hey, but look, you know what? And worldwide, I think you could probably relate to this, right? So, when I clean up a record, man, I spend so much time when I'm trying to clean up a record that has a lot of curse words, just being an engineer, and it's just like, because I got to repeat that joint a few times. I got to make sure I'm cutting it out right, or I'm reversing it, or I'm putting some kind of effect.
Exactly.
It puts
Man,
you in a bad
I'll
place.
be cursed out by the end of the track. And you know what I'm saying? I'll be like,
be all off. You like,
I'll be like, man, what the heck I'm gonna do with this,
Yeah.
man? So,
Real talk.
yeah, man, it just be one of those things.
Because they be submitting these tracks to the radio. You don't hear nothing but instrumental because they done bleeped out
pretty
the whole
much,
damn
Yeah,
verse.
like-
pretty much, whole hook gone.
So I just write it. Life is about creative expression. It's language
man.
art. So why, if I'm gonna write it the way I want you to hear it.
That's
Like,
real.
I know how to say something without saying it. I know how to insinuate certain words and give you a tone and a message, and you'll
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
oh man,
Yeah.
that's crazy because he's basically going off on somebody.
I'm gonna respect that more. If you can make the mind think, that's what we've lost in America.
Exactly.
You know that. That's what we've lost in
Exactly.
America. Everything is more like, what I'm just gonna tell you. F it. Here you go.
Yeah, F it.
Versus like, oh man, was he okay? It might have been a double entendre. It might have been.
Yeah.
Missing.
That's very true.
Straight up.
I'm just saying.
So like if I say talk that that's the same thing as saying, but I'm saying be quiet at the same time, saying not to cuss, but I'm
Right.
also still saying the same thing.
Right.
So it still works.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So and it's creative. You know, so you know what I mean?
Man, let me tell y'all something, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all need to support this brother, okay?
Right.
All right, support this brother. Support these two brothers out here, man,
agree.
putting out quality music
Absolutely.
for all ears, man.
Absolutely.
I love it, bro. I love it. Thank you so much for watching our video. Now, if you don't mind, can you do us one more favor? Hit that subscribe button and also tap that bell notification. That way you're alerted about all of our live content, our live episodes, behind the scenes information, also live interviews with some of your favorite guests, and plus many more right here on Blacktop TV. Also, if you need more information about the show, follow us on Instagram, The Blacktop. That's DABLACKTOP, and you know me. Ha! I'm a poet, ain't even know it. I rhyme all the time. And that's about it.